elevation system. Basically, it's designed to illustrate how changes within the watershed, the box, impact flooding. So we've got, notice here we've got the river coming through. You can read the height of the river off of the staff gauge. We've got a few homes down in here. We've got a home down in here. We've got an oxbow. Up here, this is our rainmaker. And this is our wetland. This is what we consider an undeveloped watershed. So this watershed doesn't have any development going on except for just a few homes down in the floodplain. And so what we're going to do is we're going to run a bunch of experiments with using this water. We're going to pour this water into this rainmaker, have it rain on this headwater right here, which at this point is a wetland type of headwater. Notice it's got little holes to allow water to drain out. And so we're going to have it rain on this area and then see what it does to our river and see if we have any flooding. Okay? And then what we're going to do is down the road is we're going to modify this. We're going to change this wetland. Out, and in place of it, we're going to put this parking lot. So we're going to replace it with a parking lot, and we're going to do the exact same experiment. So we'll put the same amount of rain on a parking lot, and we'll see what it does to our watershed. So I need some volunteers. I need somebody to be a rainmaker. Who can be a rainmaker? You want to be our rainmaker? Okay, so you can be our first rainmaker. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this pitcher of water and you're going to pour it into here sort of slowly so it doesn't spill over. It just rains on this wetland. And then we're going to watch the water come through. And I need you to, since you're there, you can give me a measurement. What's the current river reading?
It is 6.94.
Okay, 6.94. So that's our current elevation of the river. She's going to pour the water in there. We're going to see how it elevates the river. We're going to see if we get any flooding. And then we're going to measure how much water comes out. So we'll know how much runs off from this type of setup within our watershed. So go ahead and start pouring. Can you lift that? Need some help? Okay, so lift her, pour it in. There you go. Keep pouring, keep pouring. Anybody climb it? Pour it in, keep pouring. Climb it. There you go. Keep pouring. Nice job. Just keep pouring. There you go. Now you see we're starting to get a little bit of water here run off from our wetland. Okay, so there's our water coming through. Got a little bit of water coming up, but not, just barely. Oh, we got almost to the homes. Okay, we just got a little bit of flooding going on.
So Marble House is under, and Hole got near.
It's the only house that's dying.
So you see how the water is just slowly oozing out from the wetlands. We had that big thunderstorm fall in the wetland. Came through the system, it's running through. A little bit of flooding, but not too much flooding going on with this type of setup. Okay. Okay, and now you can see it starting to drain, exactly, drain right out. So this area down here, this is our floodplain. This is our floodplain. This is nature's way of dealing with excess water. It's by design, it's the way the river is designed. It's supposed to flow out, fill into the floodplain, and what that does is it allows soils and sediment to settle out and form very good fertile ground here. It dampens the flood wave, it reduces the flooding in downstream communities. It does a lot for the environment as far as development of wetlands and those kind of things, which are good for plants and birds and all that kind of stuff, and different species. But anyway, it's a very healthy environment. Typically what happens though is we take this situation and all of a sudden it gets developed. So we pop this out, and we're going to pop this out. And we're going to put in a parking lot. Okay, so Wally World comes in and they develop in our watershed. Okay, now we have a big mall. Okay, and also what happens over time is as Wally World is building, more people build in our floodplain. So what I want you to watch before we start though is notice we got a parking lot now, we've got more development, we've got more buildings. See what happens in our floodplain as far as flooding goes, what our river stages are. So if you can catch a river stage when it kind of comes up, go ahead and pour your water in there.
It's 694 at the moment.
So go ahead and pour it in there. And now you'll notice we've got a lot more runoff. Okay, so keep pouring faster, faster. Big storm. And now what's going on? Oh, we just lost our first home. Now it's spilling into the floodplain. We're losing our second home, our third home.
My house is underwater.
That house is underwater.
Mine lives. Well, my house is dead.
Mine's there almost on the mountain.
We had basically the same rain event, but now with more development and more impervious areas, more parking lots, more malls and that kind of stuff, we have more runoff and we had worse, the flooding was worse. So this flooding community flooded, this community flooded, so we had all this extra runoff, same amount of